Have you ever felt anxious? I'm sure everyone has. Whether you're rich or poor, young or old, no matter what profession you're in, anxiety is always there. It could be worrying about your health, fearing running out of money, losing someone you love, or even just feeling stressed about an upcoming presentation. Sometimes, anxiety lingers so much that an entire week goes by with your mind weighed down. But here's the real issue. If you let it control you, life will never feel complete. So is there a way to overcome it? The truth is there is. You can absolutely learn to manage anxiety, to the point where there are days, weeks, or even months when you don't feel anxious at all. So how do you get there? That's exactly what we're going to explore today. So what's the formula here? Let's start with a real-life example. Many of us worry about our health. There are days when we feel tired for no apparent reason, and we start fearing that something might be wrong with us. I've been through that phase myself, especially in the afternoons, when my body felt sluggish and drained of energy. I tried several solutions, from changing my diet to getting more rest, but the anxiety didn't go away. Then one day, I decided to try yoga. At first, I had no idea if it would help, but I committed to practicing for 60 minutes each day. After 5 consecutive days, I noticed a significant change. My body felt more flexible, my breathing was deeper, and most importantly, my afternoons were no longer a struggle. From someone who constantly worried about my health, I started to feel more confident in my own body. This experience led me to realize a crucial principle. If you achieve even a small victory each day in the area you fear, that fear will gradually fade. Fear doesn't last forever if we continuously prove to ourselves that we can overcome it. And the truth is, this principle can be applied to any aspect of life. Let's take another example in the workplace. Imagine you're an office worker who has to give a presentation in front of your boss and colleagues. The thought of it makes you so anxious that you lose sleep, and your hands get sweaty every time you think about it. But instead of letting fear control you, you start practicing your presentation every day, speaking in front of a mirror for 10 minutes, recording yourself to listen and improve, and even rehearsing in front of a small group. Each of these is a small victory. After a week, you realize you've made significant progress, and by the time the actual presentation arrives, your anxiety has nearly disappeared. All because you faced your fear with consistent action. A study from Harvard University found that people who achieve small daily wins tend to experience less anxiety and greater confidence in life. That's because when we accumulate enough small victories, our brain gradually changes how it perceives us, eliminating negative thoughts. It's similar to going to the gym. At first, it feels difficult, and your body aches. But if you stay consistent and work out a little every day, after a few months, you'll feel stronger, fitter, and most importantly, more confident. So how can you apply this principle effectively? First, identify what you're afraid of. It could be concerns about health, finances, work, or relationships. Then, find a small action you can take each day to confront that fear. If you're worried about your health, start with 15 minutes of exercise daily. If you fear social interactions, try striking up a conversation with someone new each day. If you're afraid of failing at work, break your goals into smaller tasks and complete them one step at a time. The key is consistency. A single small victory won't create an immediate transformation, but when these victories accumulate over time, they help you take full control of your anxiety. And when that happens, you'll realize that what once scared you has now faded into a distant memory. Anxiety is not the enemy. It's a signal that reminds us to take action. When you learn to turn fear into motivation and create small daily wins, you won't just eliminate anxiety. You'll build a strong, confident mindset, full of energy to conquer any challenge life throws your way. Many people fear their financial future, especially the fear of poverty. But why does this fear exist? Simply because their current job, industry, or personal skill set does not generate enough income. If you know that the job market doesn't value your skills, or that you're working in a declining industry, feeling anxious is understandable. However, the key to overcoming this fear is action. Every day, you must create a small victory to gradually shift from anxiety to confidence. Take a typical office worker as an example. Their job is fairly common. There are thousands of people out there who can do exactly what they do. If the company no longer needs them, they can be easily replaced. That's a scary thought, but instead of sitting in fear, they can take proactive steps to stand out. For instance, if they learn about human resources or management, they become more valuable. A person who can manage people is always more important than someone who simply processes paperwork. Or if they master a foreign language in an environment where colleagues only know basic phrases, they quickly become an essential asset. Why? Because they possess a skill that few others have. As a result, a salary increase becomes inevitable. Any company would want to retain valuable employees. A great example is John, an accountant at a mid-sized company. Initially, his job was nothing special, and his salary wasn't high. But instead of settling, John decided to learn data analytics, something few accountants at his company knew. After a year, he became the only expert in the company who could use data to optimize financial processes. When the company expanded and needed someone who could manage finances with a data-driven approach, John was the obvious choice. He didn't have to ask for a promotion. Opportunity found him. Imagine walking down the street and spotting a diamond ring on the sidewalk. Even if you're unsure whether it's real or fake, your instinct is to pick it up because it appears valuable. But if it were just an ordinary stone, no one would care. The job market works the same way. If you have value, you'll be sought after. If you're just another average employee with no distinguishing qualities, you'll be easily overlooked. In business, the greatest fear is having no sales. But a smart entrepreneur doesn't just sit around worrying, they find ways to improve. If they're bad at marketing, they learn. If they don't know how to sell online, they experiment. A small shop owner might start by making TikTok videos to promote their products. At first, their videos only get a few hundred views. But each day, they refine their speaking skills, improve their editing, and gradually learn what works. One day their video hits 5,000 views, then 10,000. Sales begin to grow, and so does their confidence. They are no longer a struggling seller worried about low sales. They have become a business owner who knows how to attract customers. Whether you're an employee or an entrepreneur, the formula for success is the same. Create small victories every day. Take a hard look at yourself. Identify your weaknesses and turn them into strengths. Don't fear challenges. Anything valuable takes time and effort, but once you gain an advantage, you'll never have to worry about being replaced again. Instead, you'll become the person that every company or customer wants. Take action. Keep learning and use knowledge, education, and effort to confront your fears. Every day, as you overcome even the smallest challenge, you are moving closer to success. And it can happen faster than you think. If someone told you that you would succeed in a year, you might feel that it's too short of a time. But if you apply this method, accumulating small victories every day, you could transform yourself in just a few months. Success is not a sudden, life-changing event. It is the natural result of persistent effort over time. This process not only leads you to success, but also reshapes your mindset. It shifts you from pessimism to optimism, from failure to confidence, from being unremarkable to becoming truly valuable. Success, at its core, follows the principle of cause and effect. If you plant the seeds of effort and perseverance every day, sooner or later, you will reap the rewards. The key is to start now. And that's all I wanted to share with you in today's video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.